We picked up when we had Hamilton Heights last year and now Huntington Prep. These are programs that have those, that I don't want to call them a basketball factory, but those are well-known basketball programs that kids leave traditional high schools and filter to. And we don't always want to have a whole slew of those, but I think one or two every year, like them and ice school out of Louisville, are important because you're going to see 4 or 5 Division I kids on the floor for each team, and that makes that's something we just don't experience around here.
The paradigm shift here is that Eric Stratman no longer has to work just to get even his phone inquiries answered, as the Quincy Shootout now sells itself on reputation alone.
You know, when you talk about Vashon, they played in our shootout last year on a Friday night, and on Saturday they played Whitney Young. And by Monday I had a phone call from Whitney Young wanting to know if they were so interested in wanting to get in the event. So getting those big time programs and having them come in and see how we do things, that spreads, and that becomes more beneficial for us.
And as such, the volume of blue chippers in Blue Devil Gym is once again on the uptick for this January.
Our goal was always to try and get the best players or teams that we could get in here. And, you know, so we did get a kid like Aminu Muhammad out of Greenwood Laboratory out of Springfield, and that's great to have, but it took several tries to get them to come here. And so we're excited about him. We've got our junior group of players is going to be phenomenal. We've got numerous kids there, but we've got 3, I believe, that are in the top 20 in the country coming in for that following class.
Even with so much imported glitterati coming in, the 2021 Shootout has made a significant scheduling investment in tri-state teams as well.
We really think that we have, as far as our smaller schools in the area, that we've picked up the best small schools in Liberty from Illinois and Monroe City from Missouri and Keokuk from Iowa. We've really hit on that. And, you know, we had a year where we didn't have that local component, and we just thought it was important to bring it back. And we normally have said, well, we'll just go with one team, but this year we felt like we could really get some people involved. And I know the people from Liberty have really been chomping at the bit to get in here. So that's going to be exciting as well.
And that has served to strengthen and invigorate the schedule to the point that every game now seems to be its own marquee matchup.
There's a good story or a good matchup behind every game. And so that's what I think is important, whether it's watching Monroe City try and play against a player that's top 15 in the country, or whether it's Jeremy Osborne coming back and he's going to play against Moline and play against his former coach, or Nick Kramer coming back to a school where his dad is legendary and playing against that legendary Quincy High School. It's just all of those things, but then in the middle of that, you've got Whitney Young and Vashon coming in there, and playing against each other, or ice school and Huntington Prep, where there's going to be a ton of big-time players on the floor. So it's just, I think everything about it is just exciting, and I wish it was the end of January now for a lot of reasons. I know I talk to a lot of people, and they say, man, I was there all day. I think that is something that we want people to do, because we want to make sure we have those matchups where, people say, oh, maybe I'll leave for this game, but I'll watch a little bit, and by the time they start watching a little bit, they don't leave.